Jake, I had a bad situation the other day. I was on stage, Denver Comedy Lounge, great room, super fun room, 3 shows in one night. Maybe you've been in this situation before or something like this. We do the first show, do a 15-minute spot, goes great, goes fine. Show's like half full. Second show, showroom is packed, like overflowing,
Yeah.
and I eat it. Same jokes, same everything. I think, like, maybe I was telling them slightly different because I just told them an hour ago,
Mm.
and, there was a slight variation, but basically the same set list. So mysterious how comedy works sometimes, and just for the record, every comic ate it, the whole show. It
With
was
a
like
full room.
with a full room. I don't know what was going on, and then the late show was great. It was like, I don't know what happened that early show. Although the late show was marketed as a dirty show, so I did almost completely different material, and what kind of felt, I don't know, free in a sense to fail. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
No,
like I was like,
absolutely.
well, the last one went so poorly, like who cares what happens, and somehow it went really well. But it's so confusing how comedy sometimes you got the same material,
Yeah.
you know, different people in the audience, different time of day. I don't know why that happens, but it's definitely a confusing situation for me. And I just, I've been doing this long enough that I just sat up there in the pocket and just kept going. And sometimes people will like go after the audience
Yeah.
and be like, well, I know these jokes are good. You guys aren't giving me the energy I need. And I felt bad because I was the host. So it's like the host's job to set up the room. So
Yeah.
in a sense, you could say I tanked the entire show. 'Cause the other comics not doing well. I mean, there are a lot of factors, but one of them could be a bad host, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Uh, so anyways, that was a humbling experience.
It sounds like it, right?
Mhm.
A full room. That's what the thing is people talk about bombing, and sometimes they're like, "Well, I was bombing because there was it was 5 people there. It was at 2:30 in the afternoon, and they were all eating biscuits and gravy." It's like, well, that's not bombing. Like,
Mhm.
you have to have a real room with people that are there to laugh in order to actually bomb.
Yeah. That was
So,
a wild situation.
yeah.
But I mean, I've had that happen other times too.
Well,
You just can't, I don't know. I can't remember if I've watched the video. I'm sure I listened to the set since then. Sometimes if I watch the video, I'll see something in my set. But I felt so bad about it until the other comics ate it as well. I mean, these were very, very good
yeah.
comics too. Like everybody was eating it.
So,
So
it's just they're just not laughing.
no. I mean, they're laughing, but they're not like exuberantly laughing,
Yeah, okay.
you
Okay,
know?
so they're paying
They're
attention,
smiling. You're getting the smiles, you
oh,
know?
it's weird. I think there are people in this world who just don't laugh out loud,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
and then sometimes by the twist of fate, a lot of them are in their show.
Yeah, you're supposed to never blame the audience,
Yeah.
but anybody listening to this, I'm on team, you can blame the audience. It's okay. Sometimes the audience is wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, like if you just by luck have a lot of those, kind of people who really, really enjoy it, but their face can't show it,
Mhm.
uh, and you're like, what is happening? And then they'll come up to you after the show. I don't know if this happened at this show. They'll come to you after the show and be like, "Oh, I loved it. I loved it." I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I've had that before.
"You guys didn't look like you loved it."
No, no, you ever fixate on the person with stink face?
Yeah.
Like, it's like they hate you. Like, what's going on? Why why are they so upset? And
Yeah.
they just aren't laughing at anything. Everybody around them is laughing. I can't not look at that person.
Yeah.
I'm trying to break them eventually.
Yeah.
And sometimes that will be the person who comes up and buys a lot of merch or is
Yeah.
very nice after the show, and you're like, "Wow."
Yeah, it was
Oh,
weird, man. I did 6 shows over the weekend, and one of them was with Willie Griswold, who's a fun guy out of Indianapolis, very cool
I
dude.
think I know him. Does he live in
Yeah.
Chicago?
No, I think he lives in Indianapolis.
Is his dad a famous
His dad is Tom.
radio personality?
Yeah, from Bob and Tom. So the Bob and
Oh,
Tom
I didn't
show.
realize he lived in Indianapolis. I did shows with him
Yeah,
at the Laugh Factory in Chicago. He was a very
yeah,
nice guy.
very nice guy. I did a show for him, and I was hosting this one. And there's one guy in the audience. One guy in the audience. Everybody else loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. There's one guy, and then we're standing in the back while the feature's on stage, and I'm like, that one guy, that guy. I don't know what's going on with him. After the show, he comes up, buys so much merch from Willie, ignores me. So
Yeah.
maybe maybe he cracked Willie and everybody loved him, but ignored me and just went straight and bought a bunch of stuff, got a picture, was like, this is the best day ever, all of that sort of stuff.
Huh.
So
Sometimes the situation could be he might have been there to see Willie and wasn't interested in anything else.
yes, exactly.
I've seen that before.
Just waiting.
And sometimes it's the opposite. Like sometimes it's the middle.
Yeah.
It's like the family of the middle.
Yes.
And you're just like, you can't get them to laugh. They won't even pay attention. And then later you see them hanging out.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, okay. They only really were there for to root for the home team.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. He had some home team people there. This was at Fort Wayne, so it's 2 hours or something from Indianapolis. But his grandmother and his mom and a couple of counselors were there, and like weird people from his past. So it was at 4 p.m. too. So it was
Was
weird.
this Fort Wayne Comedy Club?
No, it was Summit City Comedy Club. So one of the Bark clubs.
Is that they got one in Tacoma and
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And Louisville Comedy Club. It's
Okay.
the one that I'm most familiar with, of course.
Nice.
But, it was,
is Fort Wayne Comedy Club still around?
Yeah. I headlined it just a couple of months ago.
What was the venue? Because this is one of these places where they have a name. It's kind of like Vail Comedy Show.
Yeah.
For anybody who's watching the video, if you're listening to this, we're on YouTube, so check it out on YouTube, please.
Yeah.
It has different venues, so it like moves around. They got some like roll up signs. Is that still true, or did they find a physical home?
The last 2 times I've been, it's been in the same location, but it is like this side room, and the other side room is a bar. So there's a bar over here, and it's this other side room, but it was the same kind of side room.
Was the promotional material pop-up style or permanent?
Pop-up, however, it had the vibe that they didn't take it down. Like it was pop-up.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think they're taking it down.
I've seen that before too. That reminds me, there was a club and it's no longer there, but in a side room of a Ramada hotel in South Dakota. What's the Sioux Falls, South Dakota? It was called Bosses. It was like a pizza chain.
Yeah.
I think it started at the pizza restaurant, but it got pretty popular. And I think the pandemic eradicated it. But it was like, it was in the hotel ballroom, and I think they left everything up unless there was some kind of wedding party or something, and then they could take it down, but then they would put it all back up, kind of thing. Yeah, that's cool. Willie Griswold.
Yeah, Willie Griswold. He sells, which is I think is an interesting idea. He sells lighters like Bic, regular.
Can you fly with those?
I don't know.
I doubt it. You probably have to check them. Oh, even checking them might be.
He definitely drove.
Okay,
but I don't know. But he that's his merch. I've never seen anybody do lighters.
Mm-hmm.
And then the headliner.
It's funny how that would work better regionally.
Yeah.
Although I guess almost everywhere people are smoking marijuana now.
Yeah.
But like cigarettes, nobody's smoking. Cigarettes seems to be, as I drive around the country, there are places where you barely see cigarettes and where you're doing a show and people are actually smoking indoors. And you're like, do they have rules here? What is going on?
I remember I've done a show up in Wyoming and they were smoking indoors. I'm like, this is a first for me. Yeah, that was a wild one. But his little lighters say not for marijuana or something like that, and it's got like a pot leaf with a line through it.
Okay.
So it's like, this is not drug paraphernalia, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Got it. Okay. Are they? Are they cheap?
Yes.
Like Bic lighters, or are they like the Zippo, like
No,
silver
the cheap ones, the little
stainless steel?
disposable ones where you have to hit the little wheel in
Yeah,
order to make it go.
the child safety. He should get them without the child safety.
Yeah,
Maybe you could sell more.
yeah. But he was selling plenty, and he's selling for $10, and a lot of people were buying 2. That was
Wow.
the that was the
I mean,
thing.
that is a pretty functional merch item.
Yeah,
Like, I'll use a lighter to light a candle or
yeah,
whatever.
or birthdays, everybody
Yeah,
needs a lighter, you know?
yeah.
It's survival, really. Uh, but the other, headliner that I worked with, the other 5 shows, his name's Zoltan. Zoltan
Oh,
Kazan.
yeah, from San Diego, or lives in New York City now, I think.
No, he just moved back to San Diego. He did live in New York City for like a year, and he told me about it. But yeah, he's back in San Diego.
Man, New York City kills people.
Yeah,
It's like it's the dream killer. It's
yeah,
really like I I mean, I believe it now because I've seen so many examples. Zoltan, I almost can't believe.
yeah,
But other people, you're like, "Oh, they're gonna make it for
yeah,
sure." And at this point, I'm like, anybody who moves to New York City, they're not gonna make it. And
yeah.
I'm surprised if they do make it.
It,
Kind of
it,
thing.
from his perspective, or at least what he's saying was uh, the he's on the road so much, and his wife is basically stuck in New York City. Didn't love New York City,
Got it.
and he's not there anyway. So what does he care? You know, like,
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, so
So it's more like quality of life thing
yeah,
than
which I totally get. There was
Do you know if he got passed at the Comedy Cellar or if he was?
I don't know if the
Okay.
Comedy Cellar. I know he said told me he was on a show at Gotham really early. He got passed there like almost instantly.
Okay.
But that was the only thing because
Do you
what
what's that?
I was talking to him about my experience because I went to New York
Yeah.
City on the way to Israel, and I came away. Every comedian I'm sure has got that. I need to move to New York City, and I was
Yeah.
not like deep into that belief, but it was in the back of my mind, and I came away from 2 days in New York City. I'm like, never move to New York City. Not only that is there is not a chance for someone to be good at comedy and come out of New York City. Now, could they get good, move to New York City, and then get have a break? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But actually get good in New York? No way. I don't believe it. Now, prove
I
me
I'll
wrong.
f I'll find you an example. Somebody out there put it in the comments. I know I've heard of people I feel like I have heard of people who are, like, from Long Island. How about, Pete Davidson? There's an example.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
He
Uh,
sells out clubs,
yeah,
pretty
he's
famous.
a good comedian. He's a good
Yeah, yeah.
comedian.
I mean, he
Uh,
made it all the way to SNL, so
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Some of those guys, I don't know how their journey.
but, you could argue that he wasn't good at stand-up
Yeah,
when he got to SNL,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he kinda like, because there are people like that. They're not good at stand-up at first, but they're headlining, like, Comedy Works, and
yes,
they're like, okay, but they have great friends who are helping them
yep,
and a good support staff, and they
yep.
do shorter headlining sets, and they with that kind of experience for doing enough road dates, you're gonna get good
Oh yeah,
eventually.
yeah, yeah.
So
I'm not saying obviously he's not good, but the idea of these open mics that are in New York City are
they gotta pay
expensive
for.
for, and you get very little time, and there's no audience. There's never any ones I went to. Never any actual audience members. It's just comedians, and the comedians have the habit of leaving as soon as they're off stage.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's
you're
brutal.
off the show.
You can't get any feedback, but I would kinda argue that's the situation almost everywhere. So I'll debate you on this. I'll
Okay.
take this because I would say in Denver, which is
Yeah.
a good comedy scene, plenty of good comics have developed out of Denver. I would
Yeah.
say I got good in Denver,
Yep.
and honestly, maybe I did 500 open mics, 450 of them were very similar to what you're
Yeah.
describing. I
Yeah.
mean,
You
terrible.
didn't have to pay for any of them, which is
That's true. So money aside, but I
yeah.
think it's funny. Like my knee jerk reaction was, "You're right. You can't get good at comedy at a bad open mic. Where you're
Yes.
not
Yeah.
getting feedback." But now that I think about it, I got better at comedy at open mics
Yeah.
that I wasn't getting feedback at. So
No,
it's kind of like it's confusing my head right now. Like, how did I get better? I think it's just one part, just getting on stage and doing the mechanics is important. and then you kind of figure out what's funny, and then eventually over time you create your own
Yep.
better stage time, or you get booked
Right.
on shows, and
Yes.
that's where you kind of, slowly get
Yeah,
better.
so that's the so I agree with a lot of that, but I think that can get you to a showcase comedian and being a good showcase comedian. Uh,
Okay.
all of that there, but the idea from going from that to now I'm headlining a club, like there's a big, I think there's a jump there, and
I would
um,
argue, and this is interesting, I think about this a lot,
yeah,
but I would say that if you can become a good showcase comedian, you're saying like 7 to 15 minutes maybe?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. All you have to do is be a good showcase comedian for about 4 years,
yeah.
and you have an hour.
Okay, so if you're
Because you turn over the material
if
and
you're disciplined to turn over the material,
yeah,
there,
most people do, or you at least have a half an hour, and
yeah,
let's be honest, a lot of headlining spots are half an hour. An
that's true.
hour, like, some people are surprised. People who've been doing comedy for 20 years, they're
Yeah,
like, "Really, an hour?"
yeah,
Like, because you're right, they're in showcase scenes.
yeah.
It is interesting. I was thinking about this. I did a lot of driving recently,
Yeah.
and, was kinda thinking about, like, am I better at doing an hour than I am at doing 5 minutes?
Mm,
And they they are different skills.
yeah.
So I don't know, and I don't do a lot of 5-minute spots,
No.
almost none really. So, I mean, ideally, an hour is just what, 12 5-minute crushing sets,
Yeah, but
but,
that's not how you do it.
um,
You have longer bits, and you let things breathe, and you
yeah,
have
you have a
a
story maybe, like a through
theme.
line, yeah,
Yeah,
callbacks and
I mean, I think I would be nervous to say, "Hey, you have done 4 15-minute sets, and now you're going to do your first 1 hour." I'm like, "That first 1 hour is gonna be bad." Like, it's gonna be, uh,
yeah, I
even if
mean,
even if
but
they're
but you did that.
I
At
did that
some point, you
at
did
some
an
point.
hour when you weren't ready to do an hour,
Exactly.
and everybody does it.
Everybody.
And the thing is, if you really are good at 15 minutes in
Yeah.
a place like New York City,
Yeah, yeah,
I have some confidence that doing an hour,
yeah.
you're gonna be, as long as you're likable. I think
Mhm.
there's maybe a situation where your, like, persona on stage is not likable,
Yeah, yeah.
that maybe you'd fall flat, but I think most of these comics coming out of New York City, they've seen so much comedy, they'd have a totally different ability to do crowd work at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think between crowd work and having roughly 60 minutes of material, they would stitch it together and do fine.
Interesting. See, I went to I think we've talked about this. Went to Gotham, and,
Mhm.
I was
Yeah,
just
you weren't impressed,
I
but
was
that's not we're maybe talking about different comics.
we might be
I'm talking about people that have made it to late night TV.
okay,
They're
okay.
past at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
They're like, and I've booked these people, and I see them do like 3 to 5 nights in a row,
Mm,
and you can tell a big difference usually.
yeah.
On night 1, that hour is, I mean, it's fine, the audience can't tell, but on the 4th night, they are so much sharper doing an hour, and a lot
Mhm.
of times it's because they haven't done an hour in 3 months
Yeah,
or 6 months or a year.
yeah. Yeah, it is interesting, and I think that's a brings up an interesting topic, is how quickly you can tell a comedian on stage, right? I mean, like, I think we give Kill Tony, some grief because it's 1 minute, and how could you possibly show yourself in 1 minute? But it really is, like, the comedians that I worked with this weekend, you could tell so quick whether or not they, are gonna be a good, this is good, they're gonna have a good set. Are they competent? And
Right.
and I think about it in the same way as, like, basketball. Whenever you play pickup basketball, you don't know who the other guy is. You don't. You just, some dude shows up at the park, and then you play like one game, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I understand now." Or even like the way the guy shoots, you see him shoot one time, you're like, "Understood." Uh,
Yeah. I'm not a big basketball guy, but Chris Voth, do you know who that is?
No.
Super funny comedian, lives in Denver. He's a school teacher in Denver. He's like passed at the Comedy and Magic Club in LA. He
Yeah.
has like one late night credit. Very clean. Has a dry bar. Everybody go check out Chris Voth's dry bar,
Yeah.
VOTH. And it was apparently he played basketball in college. And he's like pretty serious. We did some road work together and we were talking about basketball. It was just like it's kind of hilarious crapping on some comedians like a very famous comedian, I'll tell you off air, who's well known for playing pickup basketball with comedians. Like this is like a movie star, basically. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, he's terrible. You can tell just watching him. Just watch him for 5 seconds. You can tell he's terrible. So he is so familiar with basketball that he can just look at the mechanics of somebody
Yeah.
in like under a minute and be like, yeah, that person isn't good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you could say the same about comedy.
Well,
Go ahead.
That's interesting. Like, so there's big obvious things that they can do, and you're like, he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, if you take the mic,
I feel like the negative is more likely.
Yeah.
Like you can say that's not a good comedian.
Yes. Yes.
But it's harder to say, oh, I just saw them do something. They're gonna do great. Although it does, if you come out and do like a great joke right up top, like that's just gonna make the whole set go better.
Dude, I do not understand. Oh my goodness, I don't understand comedians not doing jokes. It doesn't make any sense to me.
What are they doing? Are they doing like clapter stuff or
crowd work? They're doing. How are we doing tonight?
That's so funny. Like 2 weeks ago, you were like, "I'm all about crowd work. Crowd work is the best thing ever." Now you're like, "Crowd work sucks."
Not real. I mean, that's you can't do that the first thing out of your mouth, right? I don't think you can do it right away. But
I don't know. I mean, I would argue if you're hosting and you go immediately into material, that usually doesn't go well. You kind of have to you got to warm up a little bit, and
yeah. But I mean, I was watching the guy this weekend, and man, I'm just screaming in my mind, like, tell a joke.
Yeah.
There's no right. I mean, if you just wrote this down on paper and like, where are they supposed to laugh? Or you watch the video of it and you're like, well, you didn't get a laugh for the first 2 minutes, but there's literally no spot that's funny, not even close to funny, not even like trying to be funny. It's weird. And then you're like, well, I'm bombing. Like, yeah, I know, but you weren't trying. You weren't trying, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So was it? I'm still a little. Was it because they were doing bad crowd work, or was it just they just didn't have jokes? Or
so like a real crowd work is I'm asking a question, I'm listening to the answer, and then I'm responding to it.
Okay.
He's not doing that. He's doing how we doing? Where what's
oh yeah. Give it up for the troops.
Yeah. You guys. Well, you got cheesecake. Yeah. Okay. Like that's not nothing. You're not doing anything.
Right.
And yeah, so it was like.
Do you think that was a choice? Is this a comedian who has material and we're choosing not to do it?
Maybe if we're generous. I think he's a terrible comedian.
Okay.
I think it was this guy who was super nice in the green room. I was really, really rooting for the dude. And then gets out there and just eats it so hard. Huh. And I think he went dirtier than he should have gone. It was a 4 p.m. show, man. Don't go this dirty.
Yeah.
And he just
that's definitely an open. This feels like an episode a lot about open mic comedy, but that's kind of an open mic thing because when you go to open mics, you get laughs when you're super dirty and offensive. And so when you see a newer comedian, they're frequently past the point of what a paying audience wants to enjoy. We do need to do our weekly segment where we talk about a hot topic issue. I think Kill Tony was a good mention. Tony Hinchcliffe, everybody. We're just going to say Tony Hinchcliffe. Kill Tony. Do you think Tony's funny?
I don't know. I haven't seen his stand up. I saw him. He made the news because of the Trump rally at Madison Square Garden, And so I watched that set, and then I've seen him interact with bad comedians, and sometimes he's funny, but usually in the panel, he's not the funniest one in the panel.
Right.
And so sometimes it's the other people that are really kind of giving
Yeah,
it.
and he's pretty mean,
He's
which
he's
I don't love.
I don't love the meanness. I do like the exasperation might be the right word. I don't know, but like he'll be like he'll ask him, okay, is there anything redeeming about you? And they'll go for a joke. They're like, oh, I did cocaine once in a bathroom in Tijuana. Like seriously, that's the one redeeming thing about you. Like he like brings it really into reality. Like,
Uh,
man, to be with us like a person. Like
yeah.
he, for better or worse, he wants authenticity and is really pushing for it, and I like that.
Yeah. I saw him do stand-up once, and
Yeah.
he was funnier than I expected. He was
Okay.
very good, actually. He's a very good joke writer. If he has time to, if he has time to breathe,
Yeah.
he can do well. It was like what you would expect, though. It was pretty offensive.
Yeah.
So, it's not for everybody. He's not gonna do well in a church,
Yeah.
but he was pretty funny there. It's not I don't love that show just because of the mean spirit of it, but
Okay.
you gotta give them some credit. I mean, not only for their success. I mean, that's number 1.
Yeah.
Holy cow. They just did Madison Square Garden
Unbelievable.
again,
Yeah.
like, they're on Netflix now. Like,
Unbelievable.
it's undeniable that they're successful, but
Yeah.
it's also, like, quite an entertainment thing. They got the live band, they
Yeah.
got,
There's
people
effort.
in costumes,
Yeah.
they got all these comics who show up, and the bucket, and the famous panel members, and there's and the sound effects, and they're and it's like a 3-hour show or something like that.
Yeah.
So, pretty
Well, okay, let's see. Let's see here. If it's a short drive away, would you put your name in the bucket?
I did it once in
Okay.
LA. I didn't get up.
Yeah.
This is pre-pandemic Comedy Store. It was way smaller.
Yeah.
It is so much bigger now than I
Yeah.
ever imagined. And I'm just gonna say this: the bucket was fixed. It was rigged when I was there, 100%. There was a. I mean, I can tell you off air how I know this, but some people have gotten really mad at me when I've told them this because they swear that it's not fixed anymore.
I would imagine that it would be I have no knowledge. This is my guess.
Mhm.
Is that a few, maybe 20% of the pools are fixed. Most of them are not.
That's basically what happened.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I would expect.
yeah, yeah.
And they would do that just because it's like, hey, this guy's flying in from here.
That's exactly what happened. It was a traveling comedian. There were 2 of them actually, and they both got on, and they it kind of let me know that they knew ahead of time they were getting up.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you kind of have to do that to make the show decent. Like,
Yeah.
what if you got all terrible comics? Like, you don't want that.
And then people walk around thinking comedy is just bad comics.
Right.
It's like, no, no. I think I could. I know I could do 1 minute and crush in 1 minute. I'm sure you could do 1 minute and crush in 1 minute. So it's like we can do this.
I don't know. I just got done saying I'm better at an hour than 5 minutes.
That's true.
I don't know if I think I'd have a panic attack putting
Yeah.
together a 1-minute set.
It would be an interesting thing. I've done a show in Alabama, and the way that it was pitched to me was it was a Kill Tony knockoff. It's Kill Tony, but 3 minutes instead of 1 minute.
Okay.
And
That's kind of like new talent night.
yeah, and they did it, but it's bucket and it's whatever. But if you're there, I was guaranteed to put on it because they were doing this show. It was like
Yeah.
a cafeteria. It was weird, but it was a lot of fun. And then they did like a second round, and so you do your first round, and then if you're good enough, they'll bring you back for the second round. You can do another set. So I did 2 sets at it, and the panel. I would have rather have been a panelist, to be honest with you. Like it was fun, I got to tell my jokes, but they didn't like interact with anything that I said. They didn't like go after me. It was just like, oh, okay. It's like if it's good, they can't say anything. And so now what do we do? So
Huh.
Yeah, it
Interesting.
was a weird
Well,
one.
okay, so we did touch on a popular zeitgeist topic this week. So
Yeah.
hopefully the algorithm will bless us. I watched an interesting movie. 1990 Internal Affairs.
In
Richard Gere and I don't remember the other guy's name. He was Ocean's 11, Garcia something,
oh
the
yeah. Jerry, not Jerry. The Jerry Garcia.
Jerry Garcia.
That's
That's
a
funny.
that's a that's
Uh,
a
that's a musician, the
musician.
Grateful Dead guy.
Yeah,
Uh, Definitely a Hispanic guy.
yeah.
The
I know
guy
you're
who's
talking.
like the casino owner, he's
Yeah,
like, or the head of security or whatever in Ocean's 11. Anyways, unbelievable how culture has shifted since the year 1990. There
yeah.
were multiple instances of spousal abuse,
What?
including a man slapping his wife in a restaurant, a public restaurant, open hand, just hitting his wife. It was I would like to time travel back and just understand. I mean, I was a child
Yeah.
then. I wasn't paying attention to that kind of stuff, but it would just seem like and that doesn't seem like that long ago. 1990.
So it's the bad guy slapping his wife, right? It's not the good guy.
But both of them. There's a bad guy and a good guy. So it's like normalized. It was really crazy. And I don't know if like at the time it was shocking. Sometimes movies, they're shocking, right? But it's like a picture with pretty big names in it. I
Yeah.
kind of assume that's mainstream.
Yeah.
But man, was I surprised watching that. On Laserdisc, by the way. More
Oh,
Laserdisc stuff.
laser. You know,
I do not, just to be clear, no condoning of spousal abuse in either direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey, let's take a moment and
Yeah.
and really condemn. I'm against crime. I am.
Yeah.
I mean, any sort of.
It did not seem to be a crime. These were both police officers, by the way.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know if it was allowed back then. I don't know what.
It's like you get 3 a month. Just punch your card after you punch your wife, and we'll move on.
Unreal.
Since you talked about the sphere thing, the Wizard of Oz sphere thing, I have gotten a ton of ads, and
did you Google it or
I must have.
Yeah, you must
have because I didn't really. And then I've seen the Wizard of Oz and the like a tornado inside.
Yeah, don't give it away. Don't spoil anything. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Have you been to a 4D movie? I guess we haven't talked about it since I went. I think I told you
went.
I was going.
Yeah,
I went.
you were going. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to a 4D movie?
I mean, this one looks way better.
Yeah. This is so I was gonna say it's like 5D.
Yeah.
Have you been to a 4D movie?
Yeah,
it's like
in Disney World.
You could simulate a 4D movie. Like, you know how you spray cats with those things to like if you went with your wife to see like Little Mermaid and you brought a little spray bottle and you sprayed her every once in a while, like that's a 4D movie basically. They got wind, they got water, they got lightning, and the chair like shakes. Like that's the big thing in the 4D movie, that the chair rumbles or it moves around. It's honestly, I did not love the 4D experience. I went the second Avatar, the most recent Avatar, I went to see in 4D. And I think because of the mechanics of the like rumbling and stuff, the chairs are super uncomfortable. And that movie was like 3 hours long. So like that right there was not fun.
Yeah.
And
I got a quick anecdote about Avatar.
Okay.
So Avatar is coming out. It hasn't.
The original
Avatar is not out yet. And they sponsored. I wanted to say they sponsored like Pepsi, or they sponsored some sort of like product. I think they sponsored a lot of things. But it was like, you can get your special limited edition Pepsi Avatar. Like it's got a Coke, like a Pepsi can with Avatar on it or something like that.
Okay.
And my brother was like, that's stupid. What the heck is it, even an Avatar? Nobody cares about that. And then it makes the most money of any movie ever.
I mean, I remember waiting in line. Like that was kind of like my Star Wars. I wasn't really going to movies when Star Wars came out in 1977. And but you see all the pictures of the lines around the block of the Mann's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. And I remember I went to the Dave and Buster's on Colorado Boulevard, and I was in line with, you could see the line, like it was playing in like every theater, like every 20 minutes. So there were just lines and lines and lines and lines of people waiting to get in. And I went with a bunch of friends, and it was like a real event on opening night. It was kind of, I can't, other than Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that was fun.
Which I have a hilarious story I don't think I've ever told publicly. I was flying home to New England to see my parents, and somehow that got scheduled. And I was looking forward to the Phantom Menace for like a decade. I was so excited about it. And somehow I lived in Denver, but I was going to be back in New England when the Phantom Menace came out. And this was like a tragedy for me. I was like, oh, this is a disaster. And I'm like, so I had to get my mom to get tickets. And this is 1999, 98, something like that. So like you couldn't buy the tickets online. I don't know why. We had the internet back then, but online commerce wasn't popular yet. So you had to buy them in person, and they went on sale like, I don't know, 2 weeks in advance or something like that. And all around the country, you tune into CNN, people were camping out to buy these tickets. And so I had to my mom for sure did not have a cell phone. I may have had a cell phone. I don't think I had a cell phone at that time. So I had to there was no way to communicate with her when she was there. I had to give her all these instructions in advance, like go to the theater, buy tickets for you, me, and dad. And if you can't get this time because it's sold out, then get this time. And then here's the third one. So anyway, she goes, so sweet. Love you, Mom. Gets there. I think I told her to get there maybe 2 hours early. Like, I feel like a bad son.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Making her do this. So anyway, but she's in line, and what are you going to do? You're going to talk to the people around you. And so she's having a conversation with the person in front of her or behind her, and they're also buying tickets for their kids. And they're like, yeah, my son's 14 and my daughter's 12. How old is your son? A little bit older. A little bit older.
Yeah, my son's really looking forward to this. He's got pajamas and everything. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fun. Oh man, dude, I love going to the movie. I like going to the movies alone because my wife doesn't like the same kind of movies as I like, and which, I'll do it on the road a lot. I went to the movie yesterday, and
what'd you see?
I saw Weapons. Sorry, Weapons.
Oh, okay.
Weapons. And
is that horror genre?
Yeah, I would say it's horror genre. Okay. Which is basically a lot of what comes to theaters now. That horror has been all over the place.
Yeah,
they've done a lot of those. But I like to go the first showing on Friday, if I can. The absolute first movie that is in the theater on Friday. And oftentimes I'm literally the only person in the theater. And I was like, I'll walk in the preview.
Is it like 11 a.m.?
Yeah, it's like it's like at 10:30 sometimes.
Well, one is cheaper, right?
Cheaper.
The ticket is cheaper.
Ticket's cheaper, and I don't have to worry about nothing. And I just want to watch a movie. And
do you do that also to avoid spoilers, or is it mostly you just like the empty theater?
I think I just like the empty theater, except for a comedy. A comedy is a lot better with people in the theater. Like, that's true. I saw Naked Gun, and there was a good amount of people in that theater, and that
was it an early screening?
It was early.
Okay, but it was just a popular movie.
But it was popular enough to have 30 people in there. It wasn't packed, but
do you go out of your way to get a certain kind of seat?
No, I should, but nowadays I hate that you have to pick the seat before.
Oh, really?
I don't like it because then now I have to go match them up, and you just want to walk. You used to just walk into the room. Like,
it was madness.
It was so easy.
I mean, like, you wouldn't. People who who don't know that used to walk into a theater would be shocked to see, like in 1990, those spouse abusers, when they went to the airport, they weren't going through security.
No.
You just go to a gate. You don't even need a ticket. You could do anything you wanted.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting because it was only whenever the first World Trade Center bombing, which was not the planes, it was like a cargo van, which was 90 something, early 90s. It was when Bill Clinton was in office. So I don't know, somebody could look it up, but that's when the security level that they raised to at that point was when you checked in, they would ask you, did you pack your bags?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that doesn't feel like very good security. If you were trying to do something improper, just lie.
Just lie. Yeah. Yeah. Just lie. That's crazy. Yeah.
So you don't care. You don't want to like kick back and lounge in the chair.
The chairs don't quite fit no matter what. And so, you know, it's just what it is. Like the chair yesterday was one of the more uncomfortable ones. A lot of them have the little power lounging capabilities, and I guess those are fine. Some people are like, "Oh, this is the best seat in the world." No, it's not. My chair at home is better, but
yeah,
I like that it's starting. I like that I can't pause it. I like that it's, you know, dark room and
how are the ads? Do you get there? How do you time it?
I time it to walk in with like maybe one preview left. So if it starts at 10, I'm walking into the theater at like 10:15, 10:18. And so I'm skipping some of the previews just because it's just they're all so hype. They're all so like, yeah, and then you're like, and then another one, yeah. Oh my goodness, we've gone too much. There's you guys are blowing your excitement, you know.
So like a week ago, which is a weekend that we have not yet discussed on the pod.
Yeah,
I did Comic Sense Comedy Club in Boulder. And Saturday, I did Friday, Saturday. Now I'm getting confused on the days. But anyways, it was whatever day it was opening night of the CU Boulder football season. So, but I didn't know that. And it was so hard to park. And I showed up a little later than I should have. And boy, was I stressed trying to find a parking spot.
Oh my goodness.
And then I made it on time but did not realize that when I left the show, the football game would have ended, 10 minutes prior. So then the traffic back to Denver was hellacious. I got screwed on the way in and the way out.
Way in and way out. Well, dude, I had it's not to that extent. I'm sure that was awful. But the at Crackpots, which is in, I think, Massillon,
Ohio. Yeah. Football Ohio. Capital of the world or something like that.
Yes. Okay. So I was headlining and very excited about it. First time headlining, first time going to this club, never been to the building, and I'm headlining it. And it was homecoming weekend or something like that for the local high school, which is okay. That's great. Who cares? But they have this parade that goes right through the middle of town, right next to the comedy club, and then turns right after the comedy club. It like boxes in the comedy club, and I'm trying, and like roadblock. Google Maps have no idea that any of this is happening, so it's not telling me how do I get around it. And I'm like, I'm getting late. I'm supposed to be here. I'm still, the owner, very good guy, Chris, very good guy, but it's like, you need to leave early. I left early, but I didn't leave early enough. He's like, it's parking going to be tough. Right? Like, it was way harder than I usually. I eventually just parked my car on the side of the road and just like ran to the club. And I walked, I actually went across the parade. Like, I cut through floats and went to get to the comedy club. And after the show, I had one of the comedians on the show drive me to my car because that's how far away.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. That's crazy. Do you remember what the floats were?
it was not. I mean, they were not fun. They were like, it was like a Jeep.
Randy's Battery Recycling
No, not even.
Corporation.
That would have been more. It was like a Jeep with like a cheerleader inside of it, and just like
Okay.
waving like a waving cheerleader. Like not good floats, just like just like somebody wait. Just hey, I've got a convertible, so come on over here.
But so they didn't have like the barricades like the Macy's Day Parade or
No,
like
no,
Mickey
no, no,
Mouse or whatever.
definitely no barricades. And it like fizzled out. Like I was close to where it fizzled.
Hmm.
Like they're, you know how a parade
Yep.
goes, and they get all excited for the first 3 blocks, and then like block 8, they're like, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
But I wasn't far enough that I had to walk through them.
Huh. I had a social media loss.
Oh,
So I'm like, I don't know if famous is a fair description, but I'm famously not on Instagram or Facebook,
yep.
not really on social media. There's a chapter in my book about it. And, a lot of comics think that's crazy. And I finally had something go bad because I wasn't on social media.
Okay.
And, I'm about to sneeze, so I don't know if I'm going to get this story out or if I'm going to sneeze first. No, I think it's passing. Okay, here we go. So I'm doing a gig in Duluth, Minnesota in January.
Okay.
So northern Minnesota, January, going to be chilly, Jake.
Yeah.
The roads are going to be treacherous. But it's a good time to go because those shows are popping. This is my third or fourth year going out there in the winter. The summer, it's so beautiful there. Like it's hard. They only do one show in the summer, but in the winter they do 2 shows back to back. Super fun room. Anyways, it's one of these places where you bring a feature, and I'm like kind of struggling to find a feature. Oops, got a little feedback there. Struggling to get a feature, and finally booked somebody. So I'm all set. And then like a week later, somebody tells me that this Denver comedian just moved to Minneapolis, and a good comedian. He like won Fort Collins Funniest.
Oh,
Like he would have been a perfect feature. Not only that, I'm sure has a car.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
like part of the economics of this is I have to fly in, which I have to do anyways, but I also have to rent a car to
yeah.
drive me in the feature. So it's expensive, and you got to keep the car for a couple days and drive around northern Minnesota, do gigs, etc. So this guy could have driven me, and I know he has a car because I once handed off Sean Patton. Do you know who Sean Patton is?
Yeah.
I once drove Sean Patton from Vail to Silverthorne, Colorado.
Yeah.
Met this kid. Sean got into his car and took him to Steamboat, Colorado.
Yeah.
So he's a reliable driver. He's driven Sean Patton. He could drive me around. So I blew it on that because I was telling this person, I'm like, I had no idea that he wasn't in Denver anymore, and he had like just moved like a month ago. And his wife got a job or something, and man, I probably would know if I was on social media.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta.
Shame on me.
Shame on you. Well, you were doing fun shows in Boulder while I was with my in-laws in the Harrisburg area of Pennsylvania,
Okay.
which was far less fun, I'm sure. But the weird part here's the bananas thing. So I started
The Go Bananas thing.
Yeah, I'm doing that on Tuesday.
All right.
Yeah. I started my comedy journey doing improv, and I still have a soft spot for improv.
Okay.
And there, one of my brother-in-law knows a guy who started an improv theater in Harrisburg, and there's only one, of course. And so I'm like, all right, well, let me go check this out. And I go and I check it out, and they have on the night that I was there, they had what they call like a jam. So if you're an improviser, or even if you're a complete noob,
not a jelly. More like
that's right.
Okay.
If you're just a complete,
Not a preserve, everybody. We're talking jam.
And the you can get on stage and you can just do improv on stage, with other improvisers. It'd be fun. And so I did that. I signed up for it, and I got on stage. But there was a guy that was on stage. I've never seen this before in my life, man. Blowing my mind. He's going to do improv holding a puppet, and it's going to be the puppet who is going to be the actor in the improv.
Okay.
That's already very weird.
Okay.
Right?
So is he also a ventriloquist?
No, not a ventriloquist.
Okay.
Just a grown man holding a puppet.
Okay.
And the puppet.
Jake is raising a hand for anybody who's just listening to this.
Yeah. But it's not like a generic puppet, or it's not like a specialized puppet. It's Kermit the Frog. He's
okay.
And he's not like
copyright, trademark issues here, potentially.
It is trademark Kermit the Frog. I have a picture because I was like, it was just blowing my mind so much.
That's cute, Kermit. He's just got his hand up Kermit's butt.
He's got his hand up Kermit's butt, and it's in the scene. It's not like, oh hey, I'm Jerry Frog. No, it's I'm Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
The Kermit that we all know. I'm the actual Kermit. What are you doing, dude?
like pitch me a scene that you guys did. Did you like go to outer space or?
I was like, hey, we're talking like, hey, he's going on a date. Well, this is my first date since Miss Piggy. He's doing the Kermit voice, the whole thing.
That's pretty cool.
It was weird, man.
I'm on it. I'm pro. I mean, the only thing that would make it better would be if it was Fonzie the Bear.
Yeah.
Or Fozzie. Fozzie Bear. Fozzie.
Waka Waka. Yeah.
I just saw Fozzie was at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. I saw Fozzie.
Oh,
they swapped out. Kermit the Frog wasn't there. I was looking for Kermit the Frog. I had to track down a docent or whatever you call him.
Were you in D.C. recently?
Like May or June. It's been several months. It was a while.
Yeah.
Have you done that state? Is that one you've done?
No, I've never done.
That's one where similar. I didn't get paid, but it was like it was a real show, almost like a club, but they just didn't pay me because I was out of towner and not passed. And but I checked it off the list.
A buddy of I'm sure you know him, but a buddy of mine, Ben Daly.
Oh yeah.
He grew up in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
Which is where I went to college. And so it's weird. We kind of reminisce like, oh yeah, I worked here. Oh yeah, well that's right next to the Little Caesars I used to go to. Oh, like we kind of, felt kind of growing up in the same town, but of course I was in college. Right. And he did a little run, and his run took him all the way to Lynchburg, and then from Denver, all the way to Lynchburg, and then all the way back. And on his way back, he stopped in Louisville, stayed at my house, did a show here.
Oh, cool. How long ago was that?
This was probably a year ago. This was a while ago, yeah. But so it was super fun. Always glad to do that. He signed my guest book. As long as you're welcome. Anybody's welcome who is not a murderer to stay at my house as long as you sign the guest book. That's the rule.
Okay. Speaking of, I'm sure the viewers and listeners want to know: have you used the notebook, the fancy gilded notebook?
No.
Hey, come on, man. Come on, buddy.
The one that is literally I always hold up, and so it smells fantastic. It's
just getting there, dude. Beautiful. If I come stay at your house, I'm gonna mistakenly sign the wrong guest.
Oh my goodness, I need that. In that case, that would be. Oh, how much more tragic would it be if someone else writes in it? Oh man,
your wife's trying to make a note. Hold on a second. Let me find somewhere to write down. Oh, here we go.
So it's interesting. I got the notebook. My wife gave it to me for our anniversary, but she bought it the day that my brother graduated because he graduated on campus, and she bought it on campus. Blah blah blah. Who cares? But that's like 2 days after I got this massive wound on my leg from a boating accident.
Okay.
and the wound took forever to heal. I was in I had to go to this wound care. I had to do all this crazy stuff, and it's healed, and it's been healed for a while. So it's like I have a visual reminder of like it's been that long. I've had this book, and yeah, it's been a while.
Unreal.
Anyway, yeah. But Ben Daly, he went through and he put these shows together. He just kind of
Yeah.
produced them, made them out of
Yeah,
nothing.
clean comedian too.
Yeah,
Mostly clean.
Yeah. And one of them was in Lynchburg, and I was kind of like, well, hey, next time you go through Lynchburg or whatever, I'd love to do a show in Lynchburg. I've never done a show, and now one of my nephews is in college in Lynchburg, so it'd be weird for him to like kind of come out to the show. Oh, that's my uncle. That'd be kind of
fun. That's fun. That's cool. Yeah, Ben's a great guy.
Yeah.
We do shows together. Anytime we're on a show together, one of the two of us makes it. Somebody will make the joke that I look like Ben's dad.
Yes.
Or Ben looks like my son.
Yes.
Vice versa, whatever.
I would agree with both.
I'm trying to hit the gym enough to flip that on its head. Yes. I just want somebody someday to say, Ben looks like my dad. Is that too much to ask? Come on now.
Yeah. Dude, I have really been noticing how people have aged differently these days. Mm-hmm. I was watching a documentary, and it was the Tylenol murders on Netflix, which is pretty interesting. But they would show the pictures of these people, and they're like, this victim's 27 years old. I'm like, that woman looks 45 years old. Like, this person's 29. Like, that is a 60-year-old man right there. It's like you can't tell. Back in the day, the early 90s, it's like 90, I think it might be 1990. Or maybe it was it was 82. It was 82. I remember now. But in the 80s, you could not tell how old people were. It's nuts, man.
Yeah, I got the if you're listening to this, my hair turned prematurely gray and white. So pretty soon I'm just gonna have white hair, but be way too young to have all white hair. If I'm lucky enough to still have hair. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
I got a lot of gray. I was a teacher for a while, and one of my first graduating classes, I was still in contact with one of the guys that I was close to. He's a good kid, whatever. And I met up with him like 3 years after he graduated. And walked in the door. The first thing says, "Man, you got a lot of gray." Like, oh, wow. Thank you. I started when I was 27, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. All right, we got to start wrapping this up. I have one more Comic Sense story. You in a recent episode, you were like, "I love doing crowd work. Crowd work's the best. It's so fun." And that's kind of thinking on your feet. And so I had a proud hosting moment. Nice. Very funny. BK Sherrod, comedian, lived in LA for a little bit, came back to Colorado. He's got a Don't Tell special. Everybody go check that out, or Don't Tell taping, whatever you call it. And he told a very funny joke about being he had dyed his hair purple. So he's like talking about his appearance and who he was, and he looks like he's non-binary, but non is spelled Naan. This is awesome.
Wow,
so a bunch of these kind of like Indian themed, but I'm like hipster or whatever. And so when I came up after his set, I said, well, give it up for BK, everybody, or as I like to call him, Freaky Masala. Pretty happy with my thinking on my toes there. So you got any last little bits?
So I have been given this just is a weird thing. I keep given Cheesecake Factory gift cards.
That's funny.
It's like something.
Jake is a big guy. If you're just tuning in, this is the first episode. Jake's a big dude.
And it's I don't like the Cheesecake Factory, but I have been given so many Cheesecake Factory gift cards.
You gotta at least they got a variety of things. It's not like getting a gift card to Pat's Cheesesteaks. If you don't like cheesesteaks, you're out of luck. But at least you can get anything at the Cheesecake Factory. The menu is bigger than that book you were just showing us.
The menu is incredibly long. Takes forever, and you're like,
Oh, you don't like the experience.
I
Is
don't
that what
like
you're
the
saying?
experience. I don't like the food. I'm not. I think the cheesecake is just okay. Like all of it. There's another place in town that's like right across the street here in
How is
town. Like,
who's giving you gift cards? Are these comedy clubs? Are these fans? Are these just family members? Is this like a
yeah,
thing?
this was like a pastor gave me a
Okay.
gift
All right. It's
card.
like a gift.
I
Okay.
think it's interesting. It's like that guy is giving off Cheesecake Factory
Yeah,
fans.
that's
Like,
kind of insulting at that point,
this
right?
guy not only likes desserts, but
Big
he needs like a manufacturing level of dessert.
I
Uh,
mean, I gotta tell you, I'm so tired of people giving me 24-hour fitness gift cards. It is it's killing me, man. It's
uh,
killing me.
yeah,
So, yeah, Cheesecake Factory is great. I got one last thing to try and
yeah.
squeeze in here. There was a post on Reddit about, what movie scene, like, blew your mind or something like
Mm,
that. And I'm like, "Oh, this is kinda cool." I'm gonna go through, see if it was a fun little trip down memory lane. Like, the first thing was, like, Jurassic Park when they reveal the dinosaurs. And then the next one, I got a list here, I'm gonna cheat off it. Except once again,
yeah, really.
cannot read my writing. What does that say? Oh, well, we're gonna skip the second one. The one after that was The Matrix, which incredible, right?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
And then there was Raiders of the Lost Ark, the ball, and then Shawshank Redemption and Terminator 2 and Austin Powers. And so one of those things is not like the other, but everything else, good Lord, what could that be? Saucy Remote Flyer? What was the biggest movie in 1998? Would you guess?
Oh, remote flyer. Was it
Oh,
like?
Saving Private Ryan. So
Oh,
Saucy Remote Flyer. Saving Private Ryan. The
all right.
D-Day. They're
Yes,
storming the
that's great.
beach.
That's a great.
So every one of those movies I just mentioned, other than Raiders of the Lost Ark, was came out in the theaters in the 1990s.
Wow.
Unbelievable streak in Reddit. Top items again: Jurassic Park 1993, Savings Private Ryan 1998, The Matrix 1999, Raiders of the Lost Ark 1981, Shawshank Redemption 1994, Terminator 2 1991, Austin Powers 1997. Everyone in the 90s. My whole point here is, when did laser discs happen? The 1990s. Everybody, go get yourself a laser disc player. Get some laser discs. Which of these do I have? I don't have Raiders of the Lost Ark yet. I have Terminator 2. I think I have Shawshank. I have Saving Private Ryan, and I have Jurassic Park. The Matrix costs $500.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like a collector's item. There's a couple that are like $500, and I think Austin Powers is also pretty expensive, but I
Mm,
don't have that one yet. Raiders is cheap. I can get that one easily. But if you're looking to get me a gift card in the future, just give
yeah.
me a Matrix laser. Give me the Laserdisc version of the Matrix. And
Laserdisc
I'll love
Matrix.
it.
Perfect.
All right. We got to wrap this up. I'm Mark Masters. You can contact me at markmasters.co. There's a contact form there. Love to do your dog's birthday party anytime.
Yeah. Big Jake Hovis, bigjakecomedy.com. And I'd love to do your dog's bar mitzvah. So, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. All right. We'll see everybody next time. Take it easy.